Hi, I'm Nigel Smith and I'm here to bring you some great recipes, working along with Kleeneze to make your life simple and much easier with their products. I'm going to do my favourite dessert ever, which is bread and butter pudding. To make a good bread and butter pudding, we've got eggs, sultanas and raisins mixed, some sugar, some fantastic fresh juicy vanilla, some marmalade that's just been melted so it's more syrupy, butter, milk, and some cream to enrich it, and not forgetting, most of all, the bread. To make the bread and butter pudding, we need to make the custard first, so we take the eggs into a bowl. We're using the whole of the egg. To that, we add our caster sugar, and half at this stage. Then we pour in our milk and our double cream. This is whipping cream or double cream. You can't use single because it will curdle and it will split, so in goes the double cream. And this is the custard. We then take a whisk and whisk all these ingredients together, forming the custard. Once this is whisked together, we then add fresh vanilla, and to add the vanilla, we take our vanilla pod and lay the vanilla flat, and then take a sharp knife and split the vanilla pod all the way through, like so. Open the vanilla up, and then with the back of the knife, scrape this luscious, rich vanilla seed into our custard. Okay, so that lovely seed, really oily, goes in. Give that a whisk up and just leave that to infuse and penetrate through the eggs and the milk and the cream. And that's our custard. Then we're going to butter the bread. So take our bread here, and we can use the crust, it's not a problem. Take the bread and lightly butter, and we butter it both sides so it's really rich and covered in the butter. Okay, so keep buttering the bread, and you can use white bread, brown bread, croissants if you want. You know, you just want that dough texture. So once the butter's bread, what we then do then is we'll take the pile of bread and we're going to cut that in half. And we'll have left the crusts on because I like that caramelisation on top and a little bit burnt around the edges. So cut the bread in half, like so. Just cut through that nicely, sharp knife. And then what we'll do is we'll start to layer that up into our deep tray. To me, this is the best dish to use for our bread and butter because you've got depth in it, you can build it really high and it puffs up and it soaks, so it's really good. Okay, so bread into the bottom, and we just lightly overlap our bread. Now, I take my sugar and I sprinkle my bread now with my sugar, like so. I then take my fruit and sprinkle my fruit like this. Then, take your custard mix and then just pour over your custard mixture. And that's why you need a deep tray, so it really will soak and fill. Pour your custard over and just leave that then, like so. Then continue with your bread and lay it the other way now, so we're going to cross over all the way through. So fill it nice and pack it tight, because once it cooks, it softens down. Again, sprinkle with your sugar. Don't be shy with the sugar over your bread. And once it's baked, you could serve it with some custard, serve it with ice cream, clotty cream. Take our fruit and sprinkle that over. So plenty of fruit in. Pour your custard over, the remainder of the custard, and allow that to soak for about 10-15 minutes. And then leave that to soak, and then we'll bake it. That goes into a hot oven, gas mark 5, 6 for 180 degrees. While that's baking, let's have a look at the product codes and prices. 40 minutes. Let's just have a look at it. Look at that. Now that is bread and butter, but it's still not finished. Nice and hot. And then what I've done is, as we talked about earlier, we've got some marmalade that we've just melted, and just brush the bread and butter top just to make it a bit more sticky and gooey, and again a little bit more sweetness and that orange in there with the vanilla. Then to serve, take a knife and just cut, and then I'm going to use the plastic spatula just to lift the bread and butter. Now look at that, you've got the layers, crispy on top, sweet, custard bread, and there you have the perfect bread and butter. Don't forget to download this recipe with all the ingredients and Kleeneze products that you need, making your life easier.